much. But as far as law goes, yes, they've liberalized. Tunisia, Lebanon. The Lebanese people are one of the most liberal groups within Islam. Even in Iran, they've liberalized some. You don't see people going around in full hijabs all the time anymore over there. Things are improving. They improve slowly. You can't force them to improve more just by cracking down on free speech and saying to people, you can't put up your monument, nobody can put up anything. We're just going to have a blank wall there because anything that we put on this wall might offend someone. This is more sickening, more culturally disturbing, more destructive towards the very fabric of Western society and Western ideals upon which the entire Western world was founded than any moralist philosophy. It would be better for the Mormons to run the damn country than to have politically correct snobs running it. They're the most utter form of degenerate you can possibly think. They deny, these people all believe in evolution. I do as well, by the way. I'm not some backwards Tea Party Bible humper. But they believe in evolution, but they're not willing to let it, to watch it operate on a social level. They're not going far enough. They say, well, biological evolution's fine, but cultural evolution, it's terrible. And social Darwinism and cultural engineering, all of these buzzwords that they throw around, they don't even understand what it means.
Yeah, they're basically, they believe in evolution, but as I, who came from a Christian background, would say, they don't hang their body on it. Because to believe is different. To believe is different than faith. Than trusting that it is actually true.
It works. It's worked for thousands of years. Cultures compete. Religions compete. Even languages compete. You have you have Creole languages cropping up all over that compete with the main language of the society. You have that in response to some external stimuli. Let it happen. Let them put up their Satan monument. Let the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster put up a little metallic noodle strainer or whatever the hell you would call it. I don't know what the hell those things are called. By the way, Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster had a heyday a little while ago. Some city council person became the first Pastafarian elected to office. Obviously, soon they'll have a governor and take over the U.S. and we'll all be a bunch of gay degenerates like the moralists think. But seriously, I don't care. I don't care what religious monuments you put up. Just put them up anyway. And if the courthouse tells you no, buy a property across from it and put up a 50-foot tall bronze statue of the devil. Really get them rustling. And when the Christians come to try to, melt it down or take it away or something, shoot them. Because you're defending your property. In Oklahoma, by the way, that's probably legal. They're an extremely conservative state. Stop being pussies. Stop being assholes constantly for your entire life and worrying about what somebody else might believe. It doesn't affect you until they are forcing their beliefs on you. By the way, I would say that telling people to swear upon the Bible, sorry, it's very cold here, in court would be unacceptable. I think that should be completely done away with. Unless they also want to give people, the Quran option and the God delusion option and things like that.
Yeah, I also think that saying the Pledge of Allegiance is wrong too, merely for the fact that saying the Pledge of Allegiance basically is form of it's no different from prayer in school. Throw that out.
I don't think there should be prayer in schools. I don't care if the kids pray before a test, but they shouldn't be led in prayer. They should take references to God off money. I'll concede that point because that was not even, they changed the motto of the United States in the 50s. That was not even original to our country. We should return to our actual Enlightenment values and let all these groups compete. And stop worrying that the sky is going to fall because somebody puts up a statue of Lucifer in a courthouse. Or worried that we're going to be crippled as a society because the Ten Commandments happens to be right next to it. And if the atheist, if the secular individuals worry so about this, put your own monument up, a monument to reason. Have a statue of some of our founders. Have a little Mount Rushmore mock. Have like Washington, Jefferson, whoever, and have little quotes below them saying how much they obviously despised Christian religion. Put it up as a monument. People will look at those quotes and say, I didn't know that. They'll go research it on Wikipedia and Google and everything else, and then they'll come around to your view. Because they'll realize, well, I idolized George Washington. It turns out he was actually an agnostic. Do it. And stop worrying about what other people might believe. And that's the final word. Peace out.
And I thought I would respond to Styx. To both Styx's, this video that Styx did, back in, 2014, as well as the video that he did on Arkansas back this year. I've been meaning to do this for quite some time, and I have something to say. As I said in my previous video on this subject, which I will be linking in the description, as I said before in my previous video on this subject, I would rather see the Code of Urnamu and the Code of Hammurabi displayed in front of the courthouse, rather than the Ten Commandments of Jehovah that were given unto Moses, mainly because those two Mesopotamian codes of law have more importance to the history of our legal system than the Ten Commandments given unto Moses on Mount Sinai. Here is something that I do not say because I did not say because I forgot about this. We were the least religious country prior to the temperance movement, as well as the 1950s. I, however, like Styx and Hammer, am not opposed to monuments being displayed in front of the state capitol or the courthouse, as long as everyone gets to do it in addition to applying to get a permit, and as long as you maintain it in order to do so, because if anything, it becomes a political message to the world and the nation on how diverse we are as a nation. Secular political correctness is even worse than moralistic political correctness. I would like to see that endeavor be funded by private donations. The endeavor of being able to put whatever monument you want in front of either the state capitol or the courthouse. Religious liberty is a good thing, and so is freedom of speech. Arkansas has had the Ten Commandments in front of the state capitol still as of August 22nd of 2018, and I haven't really checked on that one since. Oklahoma had the Ten Commandments in front of the state capitol, but it was ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, of which I do not agree with the ruling, because that ruling is unconstitutional, having been given enough time to look into the issue even more. And I do not remember when that ruling happened. Competition drives progress, as Styx and Hammer 666 pointed out. It's natural selection. I'm fully in favor of that Baphomet statue being displayed in front of the Arkansas state capitol if the Ten Commandments are going to be. I find it hilarious that everybody's being triggered, or as I like to say, set off by a statue on both sides of the aisle. The SJWs with any Southern Confederate monuments and people on the right over religious statues. I find this absolutely entertaining. It's literally a statue. It cannot hurt you, no matter what it represents, whether you're for it or against it. And people are acting like these statues are firing automatic weapons into the crowd. It's fucking hilarious. It is like those times prior to the early European Middle Ages, or what is more commonly called the Dark Ages. That Christians used to think that there were evil spirits in those pagan statues. Tolerance is the new fascism. They say that they are tolerant only if it is their religious, social, or political position. They are tolerant until you step out of their little box and all of a sudden you are Hitler. It's basically all I wanted to say on this subject. Peace out, everyone.